Hello? Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello?
Miranda?
Guys, anyone there?
Holy cow! I knew these things were good, but this is crazy.
Hey guys, how cool is this?
It's like a tin can conference call.
Very funny. There must be some explanation on how this thing works.
Of course there is. When one person talks into the can, the tight string carries the sound vibrations to the bottom of the other can, which vibrates back and forth with the sound waves, a lot like a small speaker. Imagine the bottom of the can moving back and forth very quickly with the sound waves of your...
Cameron, stop! I think I hear someone else talking.
Hello? Can you guys hear me? It's me, Ben. You guys are late. It's time to start the show. It's time for Scout Saturday Live!
It's Scout Saturday Live with Taylor Bell, Nathaniel Cox, Charlotte Green, Cameron Irvine, Bailey Vincent, Sam Yamosta, and your host, Miranda Janae. And now, Miranda Janae.
Hi everyone, it is so incredibly great to have you all with us here today on this beautiful Saturday morning. Thank you all for tuning in to another great episode of Scout Saturday Live. To those of you who have been watching us and the show for a little while, you know that we always have fun things planned, and today is no different.
That's absolutely right, Miranda. It's gonna be a fun show. Speaking of fun, many of you might be joining us from the BSA's Family Fun Fest. Try saying that 3 times fast. That event is happening right now, so welcome to all of you.
I know we're going to read some fan mail later on in the show, but I think there was a recent email from someone with a pretty specific request.
Yep, it was from Steven in Troop 1195. He wanted to know when we were doing more science experiments, kind of like the ones we did in episode 2.
Well, Steven, today is your lucky day.
Did someone say science? I've been waiting for this day for 6 months. Thanks, Stephen. You brought science back onto the show. It's important for all of you to know that the experiments and projects we do on Scout Saturday Live are great for all levels of Scouts, from Cubs to Eagles and everything in between. But always remember that you can get help when you need it. So Cubs, yes, I'm looking at you. Ask a parent or guardian to do these projects with you. They'll have fun and maybe they'll learn a thing or two also.
Now's a great time to tell you all about 2 things. First, did you know that for every Scout Saturday Live episode, we have something we call an advancement tracker? It looks something like this. You can find this on our website at bsa-la.org/SSL. So if you ever do any of the activities on our show, you can use this to help you earn special awards and merit badges. Also, if you ever do any of the activities on our show, make sure you send us a photo with your parents' permission to bsa-la.org/SSL.
Like Jamie Carmen did. Jamie is a tiger cub in Pack 189 in San Antonio, Texas. Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Bailey.
Jamie did a colorful spaghetti project that you saw in the last episode. Great job on those bright colors, Jamie.
Thanks.
I heard that you tried to make it Alfredo, but the colors kind of mixed. You probably hoped that it would stay all beautiful and colorful, but it still looks amazing and absolutely delicious. In fact, I think I'm going to make that for dinner tonight. So we're going to send you an awesome SSL patch just like this one.
Thank you, bye.
Great job, Jamie. Let's get started with our first project of the day. This one is an old favorite of mine, the egg drop. This will test your engineering skills as our egg defies gravity, falls to the ground, and doesn't break. Hopefully. Your egg drop contraption should have these 3 features. One of them being strong, so when the contraption falls, it doesn't immediately break, along with the egg. 2, cushioning inside that contraption. This is to protect the egg as soon as it hits the ground. And the final one is to slow itself down when it falls. so then it'll reduce the force of impact on the egg and the structure itself. Some materials you can use are the egg carton, scissors, tape, and basically anything else you have in your recycling bin. First on my list is the egg carton. I'm thinking of putting an egg in one of the slots, cutting another slot out, and putting it on top of the egg, so it acts like another mini shell. Next, I'm going to fold this cardboard into a triangular prism and put each of the straws on the corners of it, so then it creates another shell on the outside, because triangles are strong. Finally, I was going to put these paper balls inside the cylinder, because paper is kind of squishy actually. Now, I'm going to put this together, so I'll be right back. Now, I'm going to drop my egg drop contraption from about 10 feet, which is about the height of a basketball hoop. 3, 2, 1. Check on the egg. Here's the egg. Not one crack. I had a lot of fun doing this egg drop experiment. I hope you all try this at home. Remember, make sure to get parent supervision and permission when going up on a ladder and dropping an egg on the ground. Alright, Charlotte, so now that we have the egg, what should we do with it next?
Great job, Sam. Now that you've saved that egg, we're going to crack it because we have a really cool project using eggshells. Today, we are going to make crystals in eggshells.
We're gonna dye them on different colors and use 3 different types of methods.
So this is how it's going to work. First, you're going to need to have some eggshells. Now, we were able to use the egg that Sam saved, but we had to find 3 others, and they made a very delicious breakfast this morning. First, when you have your eggshells, you want to make sure that there's no egg left inside the shell, and also there's an additional membrane that's on the inside of the egg that it's kind of like a little paper thin membrane that coats the inside of the wall. It's a little balloon. So what you have to do is you have to take some warm water, not too hot that you're going to burn yourself, but warm enough that it'll cook the lining of the egg. And then you carefully take your finger and move the membrane and kind of pull it out, and then you can just throw it away.
We are going to pour about an 1/8 cup's worth of this magnesium sulfate USP,
which is Epsom salt. So we've decided that we would like to use Himalayan pink salt. We are going to use some sugar, and we could use baking soda, but we want to make some cookies later and save it. So we're going to use Epsom salt for our 3rd mug. First, you need to boil some water on the stove, and you want to make sure that you have an adult or an older sibling to help you to make sure that you're safe. We have an 1/8 cup here, and we have a 4th cup. Now, we want to make sure that we have at least a 1/2 cup of water, of boiling water in our mug. So I'm pouring the boiling water into each of the cups. Our goal is to create crystals, almost like rock candy. So we're going to take an 1/8 cup, and you notice that these are crystals too. These are salt crystals. We're going to pour, and we have an 1/8 cup in there. We're going to move on to the salt. We're going to take an 1/8 cup of the Himalayan salt. We're going to pour it in. Now I'm going to take my spoon and I'm going to stir the solution so that all of the solid dissolves. So I'm trying to get the Epsom salt to dissolve into the water to create a super saturated solution. Now a super saturated solution is when, would you mind to keep stirring that, Chase? A super saturated solution is when your water or your solution becomes so full of the solid, like the salt, that no more salt can dissolve. So when you get water really, really hot, there's a lot of energy in the molecules. And the solid that you pour into it, like our salt, is trying to dissolve into the hot water, and it uses that energy to dissolve. And now we're going to do the last one, which is the sugar.
How many drops do you think we should do? Do we want a darker, stronger blue, or do we want
I think because our eggshells are so small, we might be okay with just doing 1 or 2 drops in. Oh, that's cool.
Our cups may look a little different after this.
Right? Here's the green. And we're stirring. And we're trying to reach a super saturated solution. Which one do you think is going to have the most crystals, Chase?
I would think green. I mean, it is our last name.
Green is our last name, so we happen to like green very much. We are going to take some of the green solution and carefully pour it in. And we have an extra eggshell because I was kind of worried that I would break one. So we can just make 2 Epsom salt ones. Now that they are nice and filled up, and we're kind of done. We can let them sit, and it might take a few days for your crystals to form because as the water cools down, the hot molecules are losing their energy, and then evaporation occurs, which is then the water level will start to go down in your eggs, and you'll start to see more crystals on the outside as your solid is forming the crystals, the latest pattern crystals. So now we wait. So as you can see, we decided to do another green, and we found that the green were the best at building crystals. Now, what was our green again?
I think it was the Himalayan salt.
I think it might have been the sugar actually, because the green matches the green of the package.
That makes sense.
And I remember that I really thought that green was going to do a great job. I think that if we give it a few more days, then we will be successful in seeing some crystals on our blue. So just a reminder, the orange was the pink Himalayan salt, the green was our sugar, which did a really good job, and the blue were the Epsom salts. Thanks for watching, have fun!
Nice job, Charlotte and Chase. Now we're going to break the egg theme and say hello to our scouting units who have been watching and tuning into the show. It's time for the unit shoutouts. Let's start with Troop 848 in North Bergen, New Jersey, Pack 189 in San Antonio, Texas, Troop 802 in Dublin, Ireland, Pack 3005 in Ann Arbor, Michigan, Pack 3201 in Honolulu, Hawaii, Crew 500 in Washington, D.C., Troop 22G and B in Woodland Hills, California. Hey, I know those people. Pack 711 in Farmers Branch, Texas, Pack 3414 in New York, New York, Troop 476 in Dexter, Michigan, Troop 22 are clones from Tampa, Florida, Crew 642 in Woodland Hills, California, Ship 139 in Edgewater, New Jersey, Troop 149 in Arlington, Virginia, Pack 106 in Hoboken, New Jersey, Ship 956 in Dunedin, Florida, Pack 148 in Cimarron, Kansas, Troop 68 from Bethesda, Maryland, Troop 730 in Dallas, Texas, Pack 127 in Agora Hills, California, and Troop 223 in Pacific Palisades, California. Wow, that was a really long list today. If you've been watching and want us to include your pack, troop, crew, ship, or post in our shout-out on the next show, all you need to do is add your thumbs up and comment, or better yet, send us a quick email to say hello and tell us your unit information. Now it's time for me to show you my science project, which I'm really excited about. Just hold on. That's more like it. Now then, let's go. Whoa. Now then, this project is called the Homopolar motor, and that's because the electric field and the current keeps flowing in the same direction the entire time. What does that mean? Well, first let's go through some materials. What you're going to need, some strong magnets, These ones are neodymium, or you might see them called rare earth magnets. Oh, and these are really super strong. And these little ones are very hard to pry apart. So be careful with your fingers, because if you do pry them apart, they might pinch. Additionally, we'll need some copper wire. And if it has an insulation, you're going to need to strip that away. You want bare copper wire. Lastly, we'll need a battery. I'm using a AA. You can use any kind of battery, preferably one that is this shape. And for some tools, you will probably need a wire stripper, which has these little holes in it to strip wires, and some sort of cutting device to cut the wire to the right size. Step 1 is going to be, if you have a wire like this, is to strip the coating off of this wire. So now, let's attach the magnets to the bottom of this battery, with the negative side, just like that. Now, the next part of this is kind of tricky, because what we're going to do is we're going to bend this copper wire using pliers, which are on the end of the wire strippers or other pliers, and we're going to bend it in such a way that we get the top of the battery to touch this part of the wire, and we want the rest of this wire to curl around so that it touches the magnet lightly enough to complete the circuit, but loosely enough so that it can still rotate around. And this will take quite a lot of tweaking and changing around, but we have 3 designs here. We have a spiral, we have a sort of circular thing, some people make hearts, and we have a square. And I can demonstrate to you that all of these do in fact work. Some faster than others, of course. This has a lot more mass on the outside. Let's try this. Now remember, this one is good. Whoa! There you go. They do pick up speed. And careful, because if you run it for too long, things can get a little bit toasty. Let's try this one. And there you go. But why does this work? This force that the wire experiences is called a Lorentz force. And, again, it's the force experienced by a charged particle or charged object with current in it experienced when there's a magnetic field. Now, another interesting property of electricity and magnetism is called Lenz's law. And usually this is used to describe a magnet flowing through a copper pipe. Now why is that? So these magnets have magnetic fields that, as we can see from this diagram, point straight down and also straight up. This copper conducts electricity. And Lenz's law states if you have a magnet go through an electrically conductive material, it will create a reciprocal magnetic field that will oppose the magnetic field of the falling object. So what is the result of this? Well, I can show you. It's quite interesting, actually. Let's get this bag here so we don't make too much of a noise. And I'll drop it from about this high. Pretty fast, right? Normal speed of anything falling. But watch what happens when I put it into this copper pipe. You notice that? It is much slower. And that's because there is another magnetic force opposing the motion of this magnet's magnetic field pointing downwards. Isn't that cool? So as you can see, we've added a few more magnets to make the magnetic field a bit stronger. And you can see the difference. Just going to drop it onto here, okay? Versus through the pipe.
From motors and electronics to walkie-talkies, you're gonna love this. Guys, this might be difficult to believe, but our parents grew up without cell phones. Shocking. All right, today I'm gonna show you guys how to make an awesome walkie-talkie project without wires or electricity. This is Tin Can Walkie-Talkies. To do this project, here's what you'll need. You will need 2 cleaned out tin cans, and make sure that they are not too sharp around the edges so that you don't get hurt. You're going to need a long piece of string. You're going to need a nail, a hammer, and some scissors. So first step, we gotta put a hole through our cans. So you're gonna take your nail, you're gonna estimate the middle. I'm not perfect, so this isn't gonna be either. And then you're just going to pound, 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 pound until you get a nice clean hole in the middle of your can. Wiggle out your nail and boom. You're going to do this to both cans. Now it's time to thread our string. Alright. So now we're just going to tie ourselves a lovely little knot so that our string will not come out. And I'm going to make sure that it's nice and large, just to ensure that our string will not come out of this little tiny hole. And boom! And you're gonna do the same thing to the other can. Success. So now, just find somebody else to hold the other can and have an awesome conversation.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Great job, Bailey. Over and out. One of my favorite parts of the show is fan mail. We really love hearing from all you scouts from all over the world who take the time to send us a note, say hello, ask questions, or make suggestions for the show. Keep those notes coming. If we read your mail on the show, we'll send you a Scout Saturday Live patch. Here's a letter from Melissa from Venture Crew 82. Melissa writes, "Can one of the Scout Saturday Live hosts lead a meeting for my crew? We love the show and we have watch parties to see it. It would be so amazing to have you guys make a surprise appearance on our next Zoom meeting." Wow, Melissa, that's really flattering. Thank you. I'm sure I speak on behalf of all the other hosts when I say, yes, of course. We'd love to make that happen. That would be fantastic. And we'll keep in touch with you to work out the details. Our next letter comes from Jonathan, a bear in pack 2 through 71. Jonathan says, "I really liked your last show, and I'm excited to see the animals on Jacob's farm. I like that Cub Scouts are on Scout Saturday Live, because I am a Cub Scout too." Thank you for writing, Jonathan. I agree with you. I can't wait to see what Jacob has to show us. One thing I really want to see is how to drive that grain cart. Actually, we did hear from Jacob's mom last week. She said that it was nearly time to harvest the crops. So, Jacob will be busy with things to show us on the farm. Okay, we have time for one more. This one comes to us from our Facebook page. Here it is. Jenny from Troop 2019 says that she's really excited to hear who the next host will be. Me too, Jenny. Well, the wait is over. I'm very excited to introduce you to our newest member of our host team. Here he is, Jai Dooley.
Hey everybody, I am so excited to be with you today, and I'm so honored to have this opportunity to hang out with all of you. My name is Jai Dooley, but my nickname is Swayze. Can we get that fixed, please? Can somebody fix that? Okay, that's better, thank you. I am a Life Scout in Troop 223, Pacific Palisades, California. And aside from scouting, things I like to do is play football, hang out with my sisters, and graphic arts. Enough about me. Let's get back to another project. It's really awesome, I think you're gonna love it. It's called the Stick Bomb. Made from woven popsicle sticks, stick bombs are powered by tension. You create tension by weaving the popsicle sticks through each other, and when you let go of the pressure, the sticks explode. When starting off this project, I was using short, stocky popsicle sticks that were not flexible at all and they couldn't bend. I had to step back and think, how could I solve my problem? I needed something thinner and longer, so I got these bad boys. Long jumbo popsicle sticks.
Welcome to the team. Now I'm not the newest host. I feel all grown up now. Speaking of growing up, we all blew bubbles whenever we were younger, but now we're about to grow some bubbles. Here we go. The supplies you're gonna need to make your giant bubbles is 6 cups of distilled water, a half a cup of dish soap, I'm using Dawn, a tablespoon of corn syrup, a half a cup of cornstarch, and a tablespoon of baking powder. You're also gonna need something to mix it in, some measuring items. I'm using a spoon to mix it, and then you're also gonna need string and some rods to make the sticks, and a washer to be your weight. I'm going to start by making my stick string thing. So what you're gonna need is some string. 54 inches is a good amount, but if you want larger or smaller, you can make your string accordingly. So what you're gonna do is tie the string to the end of the stick, and then I'm gonna put a washer on the last string that goes between the sticks. So it's gonna be a triangle. And there we go, so now it should be a triangle. I'm gonna start mixing all my ingredients into this tub, which will be what I will dip my string into at the end. So I'm gonna start with putting 6 cups of water into the bucket. And now I'm going to put in a half a cup of cornstarch. So put that down there. A tablespoon of baking powder. If I can get it open, there it goes. A tablespoon of cornstarch. That was actually corn syrup, not cornstarch. But now I'm gonna put in a half a cup of dishwashing soap. So I'm using Dawn. I'm just gonna, and now I'm going to mix. Whenever I first started doing this project, I was wondering why I had to use distilled or purified water. And it's because some tap water has too many minerals in it to do this project correctly. So you can try it with your own tap water, and if it doesn't work, then you can use distilled water. Now I'm going to dip my string into the bubble mixture, and then I'm going to walk back and hopefully I'll make a bubble. I kind of made a bubble. There we go, there we go, there we go. Yeah!
These projects are so fantastic. Don't forget to take some pictures of the projects you decide to do and email them to us with your parents' permission. Before we move on to the next project, I wanted to tell you all a little bit about one of the things you'll be seeing in our next episode, which airs 2 weeks from now on September 26th. We have so many things to show you, but one of my favorites is a bike ride. We're going to show you how to plan a super cool bike ride and/or walking tour. You can use this to work towards lots of advancement requirements, exercise, and of course, lots of fun. But we're not just going to take you on any old boring bike ride. Nope. Instead, We're going to show you some incredibly beautiful landmarks and amazing things in Copenhagen, Denmark. Luke Anderson from Troop 865 in the Transatlantic Council is going to be showing us a Queen's Palace, the Little Mermaid, a castle, and so much more. We also have some spectacular surprises to show you, so don't miss it. 2 weeks from today. Now, back to the science. Nathaniel and I worked on the very same project. A little bit of friendly competition, if you might say. Nathaniel, tell everyone what we're about to do.
That's exactly right. Miranda and I did a project called Standing on Cups. We also got a little help from Benjamin. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Nathaniel.
Ben is a wolf cub in Pack 494, and he's also doing the same project with us. Here's how the project works. This experiment is a good example of load sharing. All buildings, bridges, and even cars and trucks use load sharing. For example, this car has 4 tires. If this car had only 1 or 2 tires, it wouldn't be able to support the weight of the car and all the people inside it. If you look at semi-trucks on the road, you'll see they have many more tires than a car, up to 18, also known as the 18-wheeler. That's so that it can support much more weight and carry more stuff. Our cups are like the tires of a car, or the foundation of a building. With the right positioning, they should hold us up. These cups can support about 15 to 20 pounds each. So if you weigh only about 50 pounds, then you'll only need 3 to 4 cups to support all your weight. Also, notice that I'm making sure that the lids of the cups are touching each other, making it a tight grid. This will help to make sure that, 1, it won't have any holes in it for weak spots, and 2, it'll help support it evenly. It'll help distribute the weight evenly. Alright. I think I'm good with the first layer.
Are you sure this is safe?
Alright. Let's see if it holds. Whoa! It worked! Hey, I'm standing on cups!
I can't believe it!
Alright. Whoa. That gives me a thought. Let's see how high I can go. I'm standing on 2 layers of cups.
Hey, you guys, look at me.
This feels really weird. I'm gonna get off now. Alright. I think I'm gonna go for 3 layers. Hey, Scouts. Don't attempt this without your parents' permission and help. You know, this is a bit too high. Thankfully, I have my step stool that I can use to get up. Wow. This is awesome. Alright. So yeah. I'm gonna go for another layer. Let's see if this holds. Oh boy. Oh my gosh! It worked! I definitely had full faith that it would. I knew that this would work. Yeah! This is awesome! Well, that's standing on cups for you. And yeah. Alright. Let's see if I can make 5 more. God, okay, give me a second. Does anyone else want to try this before I go?
Go for it.
You got this.
Hurry up!
Give me a second. I'll hold you.
Yeah, we'll help you.
Okay. I'm here. Ta-da! Thank you very much for tuning in to we have more. I love my family. Can you guys help me?
Did you jump down?
No.
Backwards then. I would jump down.
Give me a second. I have no idea. Hi everyone! This is amazing!
Wow.
During our last episode, I announced our greatest scout camp in the world contest. For those of you who don't know, we want you, all our viewers from around the world, to nominate your favorite scout camp, so we can crown the greatest scout camp in the world. Based on your nominations, we'll feature the top 5 on an upcoming episode, and then reveal the top camp. Voting is open to scouts only, and you can vote only once. But when you do, you will automatically be entered for a chance to win a trip to one of the top 5 camps. Since we announced the contest 2 weeks ago, we've received hundreds of entries, and there are several camps that are moving into the lead. If you want your camp to win, you need to make sure to vote. Because the contest has been so popular, we're going to extend the deadline to September 27th, the day after our next show. All you need to do is get your parents' permission and go to our website, bsa-la.org/SSL, where you'll find the nomination form and the contest rules. Good luck to all the scout camps around the world.
Don't forget, our next show is Saturday, September 26th. But you can always go to our website to check out information on today's show, watch videos of past episodes, check out our advancement tracker, and so much more. Visit bsa-la.org/SSL.
Thank you so much to Event Team for generously supporting our program. Event Team is an online service that helps Scout units plan, facilitate, and organize Eagle Scout projects, campouts, fundraisers, and field trips. If you have any more questions or would like to check them out on their website, you can do so at eventteam.com.
If you'd like to learn more about scouting or know someone who may want to join in all of this fun, be sure to visit beascout.org to find a scouting unit near you. Today's science projects were really great, but now it's your turn. Put on your lab coats and make those projects happen. As always, be safe and don't forget to wash your hands with soap and water. I'll be seeing you guys in 2 weeks. Bye!
start with Troop Car. Troop Car. That's you. Today's your lucky day.
Markup. We'll act as the tires on a car. Oh! Right.